Wow, good morning. It's take two. Boy, I don't know about you. I don't know if anybody made it on that first one, but I am quickly trying to get onto this second one. I was kicked out before things even started. So I want to welcome you here all this morning. This is Chainbreakers 365 Live. And I'm just getting in here real quick. There we go. Good morning, chain breakers. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, come on in, come on in. It is Monday, September the 9th, 2019, and this is going to be a fantastic day because that's what I choose for it to be. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning. I am Brad Smith. I am your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise, and I want to welcome you here this morning. This is, like I said, this is going to be a fantastic morning. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning, chain breakers. Well, so I don't know what all that you've seen, what you've experienced, what's been going on the last few days, but I've noticed with a lot of my friends and a lot of people I'm connected with here on social media, a lot of folks have been going through a lot of seasons of change. There's been some people that are in new relationships. Some people that are finding now new careers very suddenly, sometimes by their choice, sometimes not. I've seen a lot of friends who have conquered cancer or conquered this immediate battle with cancer or on the road for improvement, and I've seen some that have succumbed to the disease. So there has been a lot of changes going on. I don't know what you've necessarily seen or what you've witnessed, but come on in, come on in, come on in, because we're going to talk about these seasons of change a little bit. First thing I want you to do is take that season of change that you've been experiencing and just ask yourself for a minute, is this season of change something that I chose or something that was chosen for me? I don't know about you, but there's a lot of times when we're out there doing the best that we can, and what we find is that we're really trying to fulfill somebody else's dream and not our own. When we're busy trying to fulfill somebody else's dream, there's something I can tell you is their dream for you is not nearly as significant as your dream for yourself. So here's a question, is if that happened for you and if that dream for the other person that you are working for happens, if it happens, what is going to happen with you? Are you going to benefit the same way that you would if you fulfilled the dream for yourself? So, and at the same time, like I said, there are people that have taken significant setbacks in their careers, found out that they're now going through change, or some people that are being hit with disease, finding out that they have disease, loved ones that have disease, or they're succumbing to the disease. So let me ask you this. If that was you and you found yourself potentially near the end of your life and you look back, has it been a life that has been worth living? Have you gotten all of the dreams, all your hopes, all the desires that you've wanted? Because if your time is running short, what's missing? If you haven't yet fulfilled all of those dreams in your life, my question is, what are you waiting for? Because there are people that are finding a lot of their dreams will never be fulfilled. A lot of their dreams in the jobs that they have will never happen because they don't have that job anymore. A lot of people that have dreams with their families have found out that their families don't exist the way they do or way they thought they would any longer. So if you have dreams today that have yet to be unfulfilled, my question is what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to fulfill that dream? So when we're done with this show, when the show is over today, what I want you to do is quickly start writing down the steps that you need to take in order to fulfill that dream today. Don't wait. Because this I know is we will go through seasons of change. Some of it will be for the better. Some of it will be setbacks. And some of it we'll find coming to the end of our story. The question is, what season are you in? Are you coming into your spring? Are you coming into your fall? Is this absolutely the time of winter, or are you coming into spring and it's time to be planting? Is it the time of summer where you can see everything starting to happen? You can see that opportunity there. Or is it fall and it's your time to reap the harvest? So my question for you is, what season are you in? And how quickly can that all change? So start planning and writing down your plan, because this, I know, this I can tell you without any doubt in my mind. If you don't plan, you are, for your life, you are working somebody else's plan, and it is not as good of a story for you as what it would be if it was your own. So the question is what is your plan? What are you going to do to make things different? And if the bottom dropped out with where you were, how long would it take you to pick yourself back up again? How long would it take you to break out of that setback and make it your comeback? How long would it take for you to take that message and that mess and turn it into a message? How long would it take you to take that test and turn it into your testimony? Are you ready for what can happen? Are you prepared? We found that many times we can draw from very, very long, drawn-out springs, rains that'll last forever, and then suddenly we find ourselves in droughts, like many people right here in the Midwest have in this past year. Will your harvest end up becoming what you need it to be because it wasn't sown into with the rain all the way on through? Were you continuing to pour in, or did it stop and suddenly slow down what you were going to be able to harvest this fall? So there we can take a lot of metaphors out of what our weather has been this last spring. We can take a lot of metaphors out of exactly what has happened to us in these past seasons with Mother Nature. And ask yourself, are you continuing to pour in? Are you continuing to pour in if you're working your plan? Are you continuing to pour in so that when that time for that harvest truly comes, that not only can you see the opportunities, but they are not withering away, they're continuing to grow to an unbelievable, just mind-boggling kind of harvest? Are you prepared to be able to reap that harvest? Do you have everything that you need, or will you end up leaving it out in the field because you don't have the tools to bring it in? Will you need help along the way? Will you need somebody pouring into you and pouring into your friends? And will you need friends to be able to invite in so that they can help you reap your harvest? And are you pouring into them the same way you're asking them to pour into you? Because that loyalty will be returned. Because we have seasons with our friends. We have seasons in our acquaintances. We have seasons in our relationships at work and at home and at church. What season are you in with those people, and are they going to be there for you in your season? Because you've let them know how much you appreciate them in that season. See, we go through seasons in lots of different things. We go through seasons in our family. We have young children, and we nurture those children, and they grow up, and eventually they move on, and they move out of the house, and they start developing their own plans. Are you in that plan? Are you there to become part of that plan? Are you there to become part of their children? Are you sowing into them? Because they will need help, not only your children, but your grandchildren. Are you sowing into them as well? Are you nurturing them? Because here's one thing I can tell you from experience. When your children, when your grandchildren run into challenges, run into setbacks, run into trials, don't solve it for them. No. You truly gained, and you grew, and you became who you are because of the trials that you went through. Make sure they have instead the tools that they need to be, and help educate them and guide them through it. Help them to solve their own problems and give them the tools so when the challenges become become bigger and larger down the road, they'll have what they need to be equipped with to handle those challenges as well. You see, folks, the road and the struggle doesn't get easier. It never gets easier. You just become better equipped. The road, that path to be able to reap that harvest, the setback you have to go through, the challenge that you have to endure in order to reap that harvest does not get easier. It only seems easier because you become better equipped. So here's my next question. Are you feeding into yourself? Are you nurturing and are you pouring in? Are you fertilizing and are you pouring the rain? Are you giving it all the nutrients that you need into yourself, into your soul, into your intellect, into your body, into your mind? Are you giving it the skills and the talents that you need to be able to fight back the weeds that will try to take over your harvest? Are you feeding into yourself and are you giving yourself all the skills that you possibly need? And if not, why not? And if not now, then when? I know in a lot of cases what I'm doing is repeating, but you see, it permeates every single part of our lives. It permeates the lives with our significant other. Too often we see marriages fall apart because we quit continuing to nurture. We quit pouring in. We quit letting them know how significant they are to us and how much we appreciate them and how much gratitude we have that they're in our lives. Are you continuing to nurture in every single season? Because if you do, then we go into the drought, and you don't want that to have a drought either. Are you continuing to pour into your work? Are you continuing to not only pour into your own job, but in the company as a whole, into your supervisors as a whole? Are you letting them know how significant they are to you? And if you are, then you're nurturing that relationship as well. You see, every relationship, whether it is our work relationships, our home relationships, our relationships with our significant others, our church relationships, and now those with our pastor, our friendships, right? The jobs that we do at work, the relationships that we have with our boss. All those are relationships that deserve your attention. They deserve your nurturing. They deserve your watering. They deserve everything that you can give it. Are you giving it enough? Are you giving it everything you have? I hope I've given you a lot to think about today. And if I have, do me a favor. Reach down and hit that share button. Share this on out. Let others know how meaningful this is, how thought-provoking it is. We need to be able to grow this group, because if we don't, then we're not feeding into this group, and we're not feeding into this show, and it will die out as well. And I, for one, don't want that to happen. How about you? Do you want to see this continue to grow? Then bring your friends on in, bring your families on in, bring your work friends on in, and have them let me feed into them as well. Thank you so much for being here today. If this video has been meaningful for you at all, I ask you to share it. I ask you to join me here tomorrow and every single weekday at 7:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, here for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Come on in and join me. And if you have trouble being here at 7:30, or you have friends that this would be helpful for as well, but they're not on Facebook, you can find us at Chainbreakers 365 on YouTube as well. Or you can go to chainbreakers365.com where you can find it there. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being my friends. And I want to thank you because I want you to know, if nobody else has told you today, I absolutely love you. And thanks for being here. We'll see you again tomorrow here for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Thanks so much for being here. And we'll see you again this time tomorrow. Goodbye now. Have an awesome, amazing day. Bye.